Hello, this is Audrey Whittington with Realtor.com, and we're going to be talking about the complexities of the home buying process from A to Z. And we're going to kick it off with Dara Delgado from Dara Delgado Home Loans. And we're going to talk about the difference between getting pre-qualified versus pre-approved. Dara, let me start by asking you, how long have you been in the industry?
16 years.
16 years. Well, I was a loan officer way back when, so I know that that's a lot of loans. Okay, so we have a great expert with us today. So what's the difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved?
So a pre-qualification is generally not supplying your documentation, like your bank statements and tax returns.
No W-2s.
No W-2s. It's getting a general feel for what you might qualify for by just telling the loan officer, okay, I make this amount, I have this much in the bank, and I think my credit score is around here, and then they can kind of run the numbers and get an idea of what you qualify for. But it's not going through the whole
It's
process.
still good to talk to a loan officer. So really, it's like I'm thinking about buying a home, and I want to make sure that I'm looking in the right amounts.
Yeah, or somebody that maybe isn't looking to buy right away even.
Gotcha. Okay. So, recommendation to people, even if you're out there looking on Realtor.com, you should still get pre-qualified. It's helpful, even if you're maybe a year out.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the next step? I just found something, and now I want to get pre-approved. What does that mean?
So pre-approved is just like, you having your golden ticket, knowing that you are ready to go, and you find the home that you want and you qualify. There's not going to be any hang-ups in underwriting. So for instance, you do supply your tax returns, your W-2s, bank statements, everything to your loan officer. And then the loan officer calculates the qualifying income, runs credit, runs the loan through the automated underwriting engine, and makes sure that everything is good.
All right, so let's talk about some of those. That was a lot of steps. So let's talk about that for a minute, especially credit. Like, I think a lot of people who are buying a home for the first time don't really know what is good credit. So let's talk about what's good credit.
Well, typically anything over 700 is good. If you're well in the 700s, close to 800, that's like amazing.
Okay.
But you don't have to have a 700 plus credit score to buy a home or to qualify. There are many programs that go down to 620, for instance.
Oh, okay, good. So there's kind of something for everybody.
Yeah, there's different programs that you don't have to have perfect credit for, or you could have a bankruptcy, and you just have to find out which program can meet your particular.
Now, for the pre-approval letter, right, I've given you all my documentation, you've run my credit, and one thing I think that might also really quick be helpful to people is to also understand what goes into a credit score. I always tell my kids, make sure you pay your bills on time.
Yes.
But what else, what are the kind of factors that determine whether or not I'm gonna end up with a good credit score?
So paying your credit on time, any bills you have.
Set up automated payments.
Yes. Keeping your balances on your revolving credit cards low. As low as possible, ideally below 30% of the credit limit. Okay, and using your credit, even if you use it just a little bit, for gas and then pay it off. Right. That's all good. If you had any negative credit occurrences, bankruptcy, those will show up. If you had an eviction,
Right.
those things you really hurt your credit collections, things like that. But paying things on time, that'll get your.
And having credit, I think a lot of people don't realize that you need a credit card. Maybe, I hate to say it like that, but you do need a credit card. So really, the banks are looking for the fact that you've had some level of debt, and they know you're going to be a responsible debtor.
That's exactly.
Is that
right.
a fair statement?
They want to see your track record of what you've done, and you have to apply for credit and show a track record.
Good. Okay, so then I have my pre-approval letter. And I think we're going to get into this a little bit in one of the other series, but let's touch on it for a second. What am I doing with this pre-approval letter? Besides the fact that I'm on Realtor.com and it helps me know not to overbuy, right? What else is it helpful for?
So your pre-approval letter goes to your real estate agent, and they use that pre-approval letter to submit your offer. So if you're serious about a home and you want to make an offer, your agent will submit that with your pre-approval letter. And then you'll submit it and see what happens.
Great. So I need really that pre-approval letter is really going to help me when I'm submitting for a contract.
Yes, you do need that. Most agents, or if not all agents, won't show you a home unless you have the pre-approval letter, because they don't want to waste their time. They don't want to waste your time because, you can see buyers go out there and they want this house and they just fall in love with it and they can visualize their whole lives and then they don't qualify.
Right.
So then that's not fun.
So you can go to an open house. Obviously, you're on Realtor.com. You can look all day, right? But really, if you're going to really have a formal appointment, you're gonna, really looking at writing a contract. You really want to have that pre-approval letter.
Have the pre-approval letter. Be familiar with your payment. Make sure you're comfortable and everything works for you.
So that was really helpful. This is Audrey Whittington with Realtor.com. We can see that getting the pre-approval is going to be key, and I think that'll come up in some of the other video series we're going to be doing where we walk you through the complexities of the home buying process. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.